Well, it's in the 90-second delay. But
Do we know the record of UNA?
they are 2-1. It's the same record. That's us.
Gravity's 2-1 now?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell me when
We're live.
Oh.
It's just been doing the delay.
Oh. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Apologies for the delay. Today, EC Gravity is going to be taking on UNA White. Both the teams are 2-1, although Gravity has not actually participated in a proper match, even, due to their just scheduling conflicts all around, as just happenstance happens to be. Looks like our starting lineup for EC Gravity is going to be Witchcraft on the tank, Seraph, Cat Lover, Shark Girl, and Mikasa. Roles will be completely determined later on once we dive right into our first map. And on UNA White, the starting lineup of McDangle, Silver Runes, Better, Chuck Chesbiz, and Firmest Moon.
Might have a substitution. What is it? Silver Chuck. It looks like he'll be subbing out Mick. And let's see. I think maps has yet to been decided.
Just sorting out some internal issues here. Just sorting out the matches, picking our sides, having the coin flip go as we dive into control on the first map. The control map pool is fairly wide open, so it's likely that it's very unlikely that we can make a solid prediction here. Coin flip has been decided ahead of time, but we're just waiting to see who gets to have the final pick. Now, UNA White likely actually participating as a team, playing some games, so they're going to have a little bit of an advantage going here against Gravity that has not been, of course they've been practicing, but has not gotten deep set into the competitive just aspect of going against another school in such a competitive environment that is NACE.
And it looks like Gravity has won the coin flip, discussing what map. We've seen them practice a good amount of Brawl. So out of the control settings, they have a good variety. Lijiang Tower is pretty good, Nepal as well, even Antarctic Peninsula. So they have a good map choice. A lot of controls definitely favor Brawl types, but some definitely have some maps that can favor a poke or even dive. So we'll see where they go to right now as they're discussing where they want.
Gravity not quite diving into any head-on-head scrims, mostly just playing as a team, getting used to comms and just general game sense within quick play. So they're not really having a choice in the maps they participate in scrims, so it largely comes down to just personal preference, comp matchups, etc. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they elect to go with, and options just having to be clarified here. We do have the map pool on standby, just letting the teams know as they have not done this before, so it's completely understandable that they may have some, growing pains, a little bit of difficulties, and just, sorting out with the NACE rulebook. And of course, Evan here has played 4 games on Eco, as well as myself, so we are rather familiar with the rule set. Just going to do our best to help the teams get on to the game itself.
Yes, of course. I think the only control map that isn't available is actually the newest one within the scene, Samoa. I think that'll be either later available towards the end of the regular season into playoffs or not. But also something to note is that Sombra is also not available until I believe it's next week, as she got a heavy rework. So NACE is giving teams time to prepare.
Actually, that might be something we should just make known in the chat, just to let the teams know if you want to throw that in there that somebody's off limits, just so no one gets to any shenanigan, at least on the side of.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll know. If we need to intervene, we can, but see if everyone is ready now. Like I said, we are going to Nepal for our first map. I would say all 3 points definitely favor a good brawl. Definitely some options for dive as well, but it looks like Gravity is ready, just waiting on UNA White to give the all clear. Definitely the interior map with the kind of the ledge right next to the point is very good in brawl. A lot of good pathing, a lot of good cover, a lot of good corners to play around. But we will see if EC Gravity sticks in it. It looks like UNA White is ready, and we are going in.
Not just brawl is really solid here. Poke also can play out, especially after some control of the points has been established. You know, Bastion's always a solid poke out, maybe with a Orisa on the back end, something just a little bit more pokey. Some Sojourn also with the long crossing angles that are present in this map.
Yep. God, if I could remember each point I would, but this is a very open map. Got, I think it's Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Monastery. One of the two. As we wait to see what comps we have here, it does look like Gravity is going with what they were rocking earlier in the afternoon in some quick play games. Genji Reaper, except the Sigma is a bit of a change up from the Orisa of before, into a Rein, Alari, Mei, Reaper, and Moira. A little bit more pokey with that Alari, but also still brawl focused in terms of tank with the Reinhardt and the Moira again in deep there. It's going to be really interesting to see which team comes up with the better brawl comp. The Genji will be a little bit interesting into the Moira and Ryan, as they do have some potential to do some heavy damage. Of course, with the Mei 2 might be something that Gravity will have to define.
Yeah, but as well, Gravity gets to the point first. And they Gravity definitely have a weaker brawl, maybe a little bit more poke, as UNA White does have that Reinhardt, so they're looking for a lot of cleave. But already Reinhardt going down, early wall, Gravity. See if they decide to go in. They do have that tank advantage, but right now we're just going to claim the point, take their claim. See Saffron doing a little bit of damage. Witchcraft finding the Alari, so UNA White definitely has to pack up now. We see that.
That was a result of good forward play. Getting to that point first really gave Gravity the advantage there, as Seraph on the Reaper just laying into the Reinhardt, not letting them close the difference, and Witchcraft is on point with these pulls, just doing heavy amounts of damage onto the squishies, as Reaper looks like he can die here. Same with Reinhardt.
And we see that Moon, very weak shield, can't get a lot of space, and we also see Sad Sour Bean moving on to the Lucio instead of the Alari, try to get them in a little bit more. But both Shark Girl and Witchcraft cleaning up. And once again, they find an opening fight. No ultimates used. And we see Gravity getting close to almost everything, so from a little bit behind, just because the Reaper not able to actually get in very much. But the Dragon Blade, the Beat, and the Graphitic Flux coming up soon. We also see Moon move over to Zarya. See how close we can get though.
In that last fight, Shark Girl and Cat Lover both were able to close the difference quickly. They do have a bit more poke advantage, but there is still that potential to just get in, and that's been working for them so well. This Reaper comes in here, gets into a little bit of a 1v1, and burns the Fade out. Zarya doing heavy damage here, as Reaper picks off that Zarya that got caught out here. Reaper Sigma is going to hit the rock out of the Moira ult. Silver at 1 HP, but Seraph cleans up Chucky's Spiz, and Sad Sour Bean just gets picked off by Witchcraft. Such domination here from Gravity.
Yeah, and the Coalescence not coming out in time to save Moon, and it was just easy cleanup. It was a great rock from Witchcraft to cancel out that Coalescence, and now 95% left. Can UNA White even touch? 2% left.
It's knocked back by the boop, and it's no touch. And that is huge.
And it's like very clean first round. Almost no ultimates even used by the side of Gravity. I think it was only the coalesces from UNA-White, and honestly, I think that was really it. Very, very clean. The Sigma applying a lot of pressure, really doling that aggression from that Reinhardt, making it very hard to get in their face, even with the Lucio swap, and even with the Zarya swap with the bubbles, still not able to get past and even almost get onto point. And now we see a little bit of some switch. Moon going back over the Reinhardt, and we see Better going over the Bastion, a very strong hero in this past season and this season. But we also see Witchcraft going over to the Orisa. The Spear, very strong at nullifying the Bastion. And we see that Gravity taking the high ground. UNA-White, though, taking the low ground, trying to get to point. But this high ground will be very oppressive. It's going to be a lot to cross. Sad Sour Bean, though, is on the Lucio, so they'll be able to get the point fairly easily.
We have a bit of swaps coming out on both sides here. Soldier for Shark Girl off of that Genji, and Silver Runes and Better completely changing up the DPS here as Seraph continues to show how potent the Reaper can be, and Shark Girl also picks up a kill. Absolute laser aim here coming out from Shark Girl, just doing such heavy consistent damage and just poking them out and taking an easy point here.
And we see how oppressive this high ground is. Shark Girl is able to rain hellfire from here, and honestly, no one on UNA-White really can do anything about it except for the Bastion, who has to really position themselves out wide to even do anything, and that really leaves them open.
We do see the Diva dive come out, but Shark Girl hitting nothing but headshots chases them out as no supports can really get up there with First Miss Moon. And Cat Lover ends up getting the kill on the DMAC Diva, and Witchcraft, along with heavy overhead damage from Shark Girl, is going to pick off Better on the Bastion here.
We see the aggression of the Reaper, trying to pick out anyone a little bit out of position, but not able to. We see the Tac Visor up for Shark Girl. See what they can do with it.
Ult's just waiting on both sides here. UNA-White really needs a big play, maybe out of the Bastion ult to chase the Soldier off the high ground just to get them in, and that's the big play they're looking for. Better gets the kill on Witchcraft with the Sentry mode. Ult ready to go. Emor is down. Would be a great time for the ult, but Sad Sour's looking a little low. So get the overhead view here. Cat Lover's a little bit out, gets caught out by the Bastion ult, but the beat drop comes down, saving all of them as a bit of a reset is happening. Orisa should be back any moment now. But UNA-White has gotten through that choke. Very difficult to get through as Chucky Spills gets a beautiful kill on Cat Lover. First Miss finds the kills on Seraph. These might be the first deaths coming out from Gravity, but they made a great effort, and they're just going to retreat back here with 83% in the bag.
Yeah, decent amount of ultimates used on the side of UNA-White, the Bastion and the Coalescence to get them through that choke point. It's very hard to get through, especially with the Orisa and the Reaper holding that choke. But they're able to get through. Now it's time for Gravity to retake the point for the first time in this map. And we see that Shark Girl taking the high ground with the Tac Visor, looking for an opportunity.
Just beautiful play here from Gravity, just maintaining this surrounding pressure here as they're going to get in with the Tac Visor. Tac Visor focusing down the Zarya, but Better in the Bastion form just shows how potent such steady aim with Bastion can be, poking Gravity out. Is they're going to retreat with nothing except the loss of Soldier ult.
We also see how good this Zarya is into this composition, able to bubble teammates a lot with that. 2 bubbles instead of 1 from Overwatch 1. And then also very good against the Orisa, since Orisa's utility definitely helps a lot against characters' projectiles, but not able to eat with that spear all the Zarya beams, so very hard to deal with the Zarya, especially with the healing composition. But we see Witchcraft going in. Good ultimate, but instantly met the grab. Oh, it is massive. Already finds 2.
Huge ult here. Shark Girl gonna do what they can on the Mei swap, but is only able to get Sad Sour Bean. Is Better living up to their name, doing absolute damage on the Bastion, carrying that rollers out through the point. They're using it at the optimal time to get the kills onto the supports mid-fight, but there will be one more touch here from Gravity.
Yeah, it's going to be a scramble. They do have the window from that piece, but what can they do with it? Comes out, instantly, unfortunately, the Lamp not able to save Diva. But still, they're pulling it through. The damage is too much. A little bit of cleanup.
And that's just effective use of the Baptiste wall there, doing such good damage through it, and that's just going to get them the picks that they need to secure this fight. Now, there are going to be around 2, if not, should be 3 ults. The Mei wall going to try to slow, well, successfully so, but the Bastion's through. Bastion gets picked here, though. That's going to be the ult off the board, but instead it's Seraph that gets killed by the hash, but they do not have the touch. And Gravity takes match 1. Map 1.
Map 1, yep. There's a very close second round, but the comeback from Gravity in that window, being able to retake the point, breaking through. Here we had the play of the game. It was a great Graviton surge. Better really just cleaning up in there. Gravity on their first played map, very strong. Saw a little bit of cracks in them when they were going up against the Zarya, especially, like I said, Zarya is very strong against the Orisa, so maybe we'll see Yune White, especially maybe go towards that Zarya a little bit more practice. I think the Bastion for them was very strong, but let's see what they go for map 2 as we... The hybrid maps, it's very limited. We have King's Row, very popular. We also have Paricio, very known for its dive or even poke, and then the last one is Eichenwald, which you can definitely run a good amount of out. I think Brawl is pretty strong, dive as well, and then even poke. Let's see.
Now we are going to be subbing Seraph out for Eat Pant. Seraph had a huge map 1 on that Reaper, doing tons and tons of damage. Gravity definitely wanting to get experience on all of their players, win or lose.
And you love to see it.
You love to see that sportsmanship, getting everyone in, not taking priority, no matter how good of a game Seraph had, just cycling on through. Everyone gets to have fun on this roster, and they are definitely having fun after that map 1.
Yeah. And I expect my prediction for this next map is probably either going to be Kings or Eichenwald. We haven't seen any dive from either of the teams, which is, again, very strong on Precio. So, having that a good, strong, but could be improved upon Zarya Bastion, I could see them going to either Ike or Kings Row, but we still await their map pick.
Yeah, map pick going to really impact this game just as a whole. The Bastion coming out on the side of EC White there at the end could lead to maybe a Scrims Row map pick, if you will. The Bastion being run there quite frequently. Maybe a little bit of Bastion Mei, Bastion Symmetra, all great choices. And I believe we see the Mei on the side of White. I know the Gravity ran
Bastion, and then
there was an Ashe.
I'm trying to remember. It might have been, but I think it was definitely the Bastion. It might have been the Mei, but I think, if those picks are taken, it's very strong, especially, and we are
going to Eichenwald, not going to Scrims Row.
Ike.
Eichenwald also good for the Bastion.
Yep.
However, a little bit more pokey comps coming out on Eichenwald, at least on defense. Gravity will get to choose here. Attack can be very tricky at this first point without a solid dive comp or just, some insane hit scan kills to get you through that difficult choke. Only way is either to hop over that bridge or fight through under it. So it's going to be a really good test here of Gravity's offensive capabilities, as well as UNA White, of course, depending on the choice here from Gravity to really set the tone.
Looks like Gravity will be taking the defense first, and I would expect them to probably stick with that Orisa comp. It's definitely very hard, especially in that initial choke point, to get through. But we will see. What do they run?
Yeah, defense I do think is the right choice for Gravity here. Able to just set the tone. If you hit a 0-3, which is very common in Eichenwald, at least in my plat rank games, that's for sure. That the 0-3 can be quite a demoralizer if Gravity is able to pull that out. Or even just an early stop is Eichenwald has a lot of great defensive points, so setting the tone here could really shift the momentum further in their favor after that map 1.
Yep, here we go, going in. The map has started. Gravity up 1-0 from that clean Nepal map. Let's see if they can replicate it here on Eichenwald.
You know, first Miss Moon on the Reinhardt in the last game really looked solid there. Good shielding. Didn't quite get to use Shatter as much as they could have benefited them. Definitely a lot of swapping coming out. Could be good to see some more just solid consistency. Running comps and running ults here on UNC White. But we'll have to see what occurs in the beautiful landscapes of Germany.
And we already see Witchcraft starting over by the Ramatra. Interesting pick. A very pokey and brawly type character. We also see Eat Pant over on the Reaper. Very strong. So it's a very kind of little bit pokey, brawly comp. UNA definitely running a very interesting comp right now. They have definitely a lot of poke. D.Va has a lot of peel potential. The Junkrat and the Echo will be very interesting to see how Gravity deals with either of those two. We'll see how they can get through the choke. You know, Echo has a lot of good mobility to get past, and Junkrat as well. So we'll see how UNA White can break this very standstill Gravity composition.
And you know what really sticks out to me here is Shark Girl on the defensive Genji. Could we see some great dives in the background? But better, huge pick here on the Echo, able to pick off E-Pant. And Gravity really doesn't have anything to deal with this Echo except for some huge shots by Mikasa or some vertical diving by Shark Girl. So it's going to be really tricky. The Ramatra, a really steady hand here. But Better gets behind, gets the pick on Cat Lover as well as Silver Runes, chucking those grenades on down to Mikasa and on Witchcraft. And that is a very dominant way to start there for UNC White.
We already see how vulnerable Gravity's composition is. It's very easy for UNA White to get behind them with the Echo, with the Junkrat, the Kiriko, while D.Va just kind of takes all the front load damage from Witchcraft, Eat Pants. So we'll see if Gravity decide to stick on this composition or just make some positioning changes. But we already see Gravity kind of playing that low ground, trying to really just get in UNA White's faces.
Now, you know, Evan, we saw such potent soldier play out of Shark Girl on the first map. Could be a very viable pick here if they do opt to switch. But first in this fight, Better gets a huge pick on E-Pant. That laser beam doing so much damage to half health enemies. But Cat Lover in with a beautiful revive. And just going to be keeping Witchcraft up here, doing the Valkyrie Mercy floating tutorial. But Shark Girl gets a trade with Better. Sad Sour Beans cleans up in the end. Ramatra doing some good poke out here, but E-Pant's going to be dove by the D.Va. Still gets the kill onto the Moira, whose ult is coming up soon. Witchcraft finding the slightly out of position Kiriko, who went up that left side. Baby D.Va gets finished out immediately after, and the Ramatra going in. Might get the Junkrat 2 here, and that's a beautiful double kill by Witchcraft, setting the tone with this Ramatra.
Going into this fight, UNA White has a pretty good ultimate banquet. They have the bomb, they have the duplication. They'll have the coalescence after the respawn comes in, and they almost have everything. But on the side of Gravity, they almost have everything. They did use the Valkyrie last fight, but not too big of a deal. Let's see who decides to go first. The bomb goes in.
Looking to get someone, but Mikasa having a perfectly timed Bastion ult, and D.Va's gonna be out of mech still. Calls it in on Witchcraft's head, and Better cleans it up, and Cat Lover going in for the revive, and that's just very unfortunate timing there for Witchcraft.
Yeah, while the D.Va bomb wasn't able to find anyone, did force out the immortality. It was able to split the forces of Gravity, and E-Pant, I think, falling for it first, and then UNA White just really able to clean it up after some mispositioning. And now we see it was only the D.Va bomb used in the coalescence, so UNA White sells a good plethora of ults. See what they decide to use. And same for Gravity. They do have almost everything. The Guardian, let's see, early punches out.
Yeah, Epan doing a real good job to chase the D.Va out. D.Va only just now getting healed back up to full HP, as well as the Echo trying to challenge the Reaper on this high ground, which Reaper doesn't normally opt to be such a great high ground character, but Epan playing it so well, doing good chip damage to both the D.Va and the Echo that try to contest their position, aided guidingly by Cat Lover on the Mercy, doing everything they can to keep that Reaper up, and Cat Lover is really having an outstanding game in terms of positioning on this Mercy.
Exchange of support ultimates. The bomb comes out. This could be huge.
Big shield though, and another stop by Mikasa, and Witchcraft gets the kill on first Miss Moon, unable to get in the mech quick enough for to prevent the fisting of Witchcraft going crazy.
Oh, and the Death Blossom!
Witchcraft, Shark Girl, Death Blossom, all of the above doing such good damage, and Silver's barely going to get away with their life.
Something not cut out the, we'll say beginning of the fight, is that Silver Ruins did pop that tire, but it was actually dashed through by Shark Girl, nullifying that ultimate, and then try to support ultimates at the end of all of that chaos. Gravity comes out on top. Blade and Annihilation still on the board. We open with Coalescence.
Big Coalescence almost gets Shark Girl, and looking to get Mikasa, and it will. Fight continues here. Ramatra punching onto this D.Va as Eatpant gets rid of their villain in better. Shark Girl cleans up on the D.Va. Eatpant, another one on the Junkrat, who trades it out with Mikasa, and Eatpant and Witchcraft going absolutely ham. Cute sprays down on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal Annihilation. It's very hard, especially against the comp that they're playing against, to find value with all of the agility that UNA White has. Everyone can really just fly away, teleport away, but able to find those CDs on recycle and pop it and find a lot of damage in one kill.
Minute and 10 seconds here on the clock. It's really going to come down to who uses their alts better with the Echo Copy, Junkrat Tire in the hands of Silver, and Shark Girl with the ult.
And early DMAC, but the duplication matrix comes in. Blade in response, we'll find anything.
Better with the Reaper Copy at 50%, but it falls out. Shark Girl diving into the backline, gets 2. That's massive, and Silver's only to find 1 with the tire. Shark Girl going insane on the Genji in the backline and keeps getting more and more and more. Eventually falling to the Junkrat. Post-mortem.
It happens, but the Blade, well worth held. And now Slice Fat territory. But they're moving over to Cassidy. I think Satsauer being also moved over to the Zenyatta Fighter Go.
No touch characters, though. Except the D.Va, no Tracer, no Genji. Are they able to contest? It looks like they will.
Yeah, the D.Va Bomb 25% away, so definitely playing for that. Definitely in a survivable position as well. You know, they could stand cards, long spots, and even when they get DMX.
Window down could be big here. Good poking out. And this is just going to be a consistent damage dealer. Witchcraft goes in. HP looking a little on the south side, but Mercy gets it right back up.
And here comes the bomb.
Bomb out in the back line. It will get Mikasa. So goes Witchcraft. Mikasa's going to get revived, but Epan is down, and it's down to a skeleton crew here for Gravity. Mikasa falls, followed by Cat Lover, and Shark Girl is cleaned up. Will they have a contest?
Epan thinking that he could be the one to save them with that Death Blossom, but instantly taken down, and that's really not a lot of ultimates online. Witchcraft very close to that Annihilation, so could be big in this overtime scenario, but can they contest?
No
Epan running in.
Contest characters chosen, but they get it! And the C9!
Oh,
the C9! UNC White just walks away from the point a little bit too far from what they thought, not quite realizing that that timer was ticking down in terms of overtime, and that is a C9 from UNC White.
That's so unfortunate. I mean, they had so many people so close to the card, but not close enough, and Gravity really thankful about that. They were close to the Annihilation, so they could have put up a good contest, but they were in a very bad position. I believe Epant was already lost after throwing their body to contest the cart, and dealing with a Junkrat, especially in spammable positions, is very hard. So that C9 really helping them out in this Eichenwald attack now. So we'll see what they start with.
It's going to be very interesting to see the compositions here. This will determine, as we saw, UNC White really got off to a start early here, taking that first point insanely fast. after one fight, but Gravity managing to just have the better consistency in the long run, winning fight after fight, burning down the time that they did lose at the first point here. So it's going to be insanely important on what they decide to set what Gravity decides to set the tone with in terms of composition, and it looks like they're sticking to what they know best.
Yep. UNA White going for that Reinhardt composition. They got the Sim, which is those turrets going to be really hard to get through this choke point, and the Echo, I still like it. It's very good against what Gravity has been running. Not a lot of anti-Echo, not a lot of hit scans, so they should be able to have high uptime here.
Yeah, Better was very potent on the Echo in the first point. Could almost be say that's the reason why they won the first point. Better diving in insanely. Well, it's going to be a little interesting to see how it plays out on defense. Echo's shotgun's beloved by me in terms of just sitting behind a Reinhardt shield, and that's what they're going to opt with here. But
Gravity trying to get a lay of the land, seeing where they can go. And the Reinhardt shield almost already down, so then now Moon has to play back. They do have the Sim teleport to get them out, or even in if they want. But right now, they're just in the poking phase.
Would be a good. They had a brief opportunity to go there. The Symmetra looking at low HP, but not quite able to capitalize off it. As Ryan is a bit of a scary presence. Huge bit of damage there, and Sad Sour gets hit by Witchcraft's beautiful spear use. Echo, though, going on the bit of a flank here on the left side. Genji looking to chase it right out. First miss, gets hit by the stun, backs out to hold the point, and someone's got to get through the choke here. But Mikasa gets a huge kill on Better, and here goes Witchcraft through the point. Will they clear the Sims? No, the Sim turret setup. Interesting use of Sim turrets there. All three on top of each other, doing insane damage, but all it takes is one shot by Shark Girl to clear those. If able to, clear the Symmetra, not quite.
Yeah, Gravity having a very difficult time to get through the choke, even with the picks that they've gone. We also see Better moving over to the Pharah instead of the Echo. A lot more damage, a lot more just like overall explosive damage. But I think Gravity just need to realize that when they get a pick, they gotta press W and stop holding back.
One thing I get criticized about is pressing W too much. I think Gravity might have to take a page out of my book in that case here, but Better with the great swap to the Pharah. I do think that's a great swap here, as they're able to just chip away. The only real threat here is Mikasa. Only problem with that pick, though, is the lack of healing that could be given to the Pharah. Of course, Kiriko can throw her tickets up there, but they won't be arriving as fast as a Mercy.
We see Gravity here with now three ultimates. They got the Terror Surge, the Dragon Blade, and the Window. So we can see them open up with either of those. Probably the Window first, but here comes the Blade actually. Ooh, but instantly goes down.
That's a good sim
Not
wall.
enough sustain.
That sim wall buys them the split there, and they're able to chase out Eat Pant, who can't seem to crack these gateways. Would like to see a little more verticality out of the side of Gravity. Maybe get that Reaper up top, get that Reaper around the back. And when they had the Genji really kept going through the main choke rather than playing around the sides, something that Gravity could look to capitalize on.
And we see Shark Girl moving over to the Soldier, trying to deal with this Pharah. Caliber going around the flank, trying to force them back. See what this does.
Do they know? Do they know? They don't seem to know.
Oh,
Gravity.
Huge Terror Surge. Trey's happening. A tick is gained, and Witchcraft and Caliber moving over to the point. Full Essence is out. But
Even if this doesn't work, it's the split that really made the difference there. And First Miss is going to fall down to Shark Girl, and it's only the Moira. And honestly, I don't think they knew the Mercy was capping point.
Well, I think they did, but it really split the focus. The Shatter also, I believe, might have been blocked by Witchcraft's ultimate. As you go in Terror Surge, you fortify, and that blocks, you can't get stunned, especially in Ryan Shatter. So that may be blocking the Shatter for teammates, but then also getting a lot of damage off, taking down a few members of UNA White. So now, Gravity can move through the second point. It's going to be a lot harder, especially with all the high ground UNA White have to work with.
Yeah, something I mentioned earlier for Gravity is taking advantage of the high ground, but it does look like Eat Pant will be doing that, as well as Shark Girl, and I'm not too sure what happened to Chucky Spills there. But holy damage from the Soldier here on Shark Girl, who gets the helping assist on Witchcraft's kill. Witchcraft, 2 Will they get 3? Looking to finish off the sim. Someone is ought to, and that's a triple by Witchcraft as they make light work of that point.
And now they're on the final leg. Almost 2 minutes. Early window. Just scare off. And will Yune White have the touch?
All going right.
Go now.
All going right. The bubble's going to allow the soldier to touch, but with Witchcraft using that window to get an early kill. And Eat Pant pressing Q masterfully to close the map out. Gravity takes a 2-0 map lead. Match point.
Yeah, it was a very innovative way to take that first point. Didn't expect the Valkyrie going above and forcing the point. Very unique approach, but it worked. It's kind of split Yune White's attention, and in the end got him that first point, and then it was pretty much smooth sailing after that.
1 HP for Shark Girl in that play of the game there that we get a little sneak peek of. That play, as well as others by Shark Girl, really set the tempo for the fights taken. Shark Girl, definitely my MVP for that map.
Yep. Now we're going to Flashpoint. Of course, only 2 maps there, New Junk City and Sir Boston, and both very similar map designs. We get a swap as well. Shark Girl coming out.
I would also just like to point out on the side of UNC White, better unable to find the groove as much as they did on the Bastion. I do think that capitalizing on that Bastion in either Saravasa or Junkertown, or Junker, what is it?
New Junk City.
New Junk City, close enough. Junk something or other. Who knows anymore? There'll probably be a Junker City by the time I'm done with Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, better, if they can put better on that Bastion, in New Junk City especially, which is where we will be going for map 3, could really seek to improve this team's poke abilities and just overall kill potential.
And also Gravity probably stick to their guns. I think the Reaper and the Genji have been working really well, but they could do some switch-ups here just to see what they can get away with. Let's see if the teams are ready.
Yeah, and Mick Dangle doesn't appear to be ready to go in for map 3. Going to be sticking to the same team comp here on UNC White. I'm not too sure which role McDangle is, but maybe a change
coach.
up.
Let's see.
Let's see. Let's take.
He's a coach.
Coach. Oh, well, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right, coach definitely not able to play.
Don't put the coach in.
We definitely learned that one here. In previous games, but does look like teams will be ready. Maybe eventually. Evan, who's your player? Who's your player to watch on both teams here for this game?
Ooh, I mean, I think on New Junk City, it's definitely. I feel like it's a lot of the pacing is determined by the tanks, and we see Gravity really sticking to the guns, mainly playing that Orisa, and I think Orisa is very strong, even with some nerfs and with like characters like Zarya. I think Orisa is pretty strong, and Witchcraft has been showing consistent performances on the Orisa, and of course on the opposite side, I think Moon really needs to look to counter that Orisa, and I think that Zarya is the pick.
Yeah, that Zarya really solid on the side of First Miss Moon. Profile icon
tells it all.
Tells it all. Zarya, their definite go-to, but I do think they could benefit from perhaps an Orisa.
Matching.
I think matching with Witchcraft on that Orisa. You know, the Zarya, of course, your usual ranked rock paper scissors counter to the Orisa, but with the players that have the DPS choices that have been following First Miss, I do think that Firmist. Why have I been saying First Miss? There's no S there. My apologies to Firmist. But I do think the Orisa could be a sneaky pocket pick for this team.
Yeah. I just think we'll have to see. Even like the Sigma is very strong, playing a little bit more poke instead of brawl. You have that rock, and the Orisa really has to come to you, and having that rock just to make it a little bit harder can definitely work, even against the Genji as well. The Zarya also is very strong against the Genji, since Genji deflect does not work on a beam.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've definitely seen some ranked teammates try that one out.
Oh, you see that's.
You know, I feel like I've seen you bust that out a couple times in your DPS games here.
Yeah, you know me.
You know,
if I'm about to die, I'll deflect anything.
Gotta deflect it. You gotta deflect it. Honestly, I think it's just a skill diff. If you can't deflect this Zarya beam.
Yeah. It's like UNA White is ready, just waiting on gravity, and then we will go in.
You know, Flashpoint, an interesting game mode. Could opt to, and in my experiences, normally opts for 3-0 in one direction or the other because of how interesting the spawn choices are for the game. But we're gonna have to see how this one plays out. There have been some legendary matches played on New Junk City.
Yeah, and we, of course, the first point always known, but what's after that is yet to be decided.
Honestly, I don't think the game knows.
Yeah, honestly, I think like they go to the third engine. It's like coin flip.
Yeah, it's like they go back to the NACE coin flip screen just to figure out what they want to do with spawn points. But speaking of the coin toss, it doesn't matter for this game because no one's going on offense, defense, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, what's that tic-tac-toe game?
Where?
Wait, right there. Go back. Left. On the left there.
Right here?
Left. No, back. Left wall.
Ah, what do we got here? Looks like no one won.
You know, that looks like my tic-tac-toe. Always a draw.
Well, but look, the X is one.
The X counts.
The X, yeah, the X is one.
Someone little revisionist history there. As let's take a look at the team comps here. Eat Pant busting out the soldier. And Seraph on the Junkrat? That's something we haven't seen before. Living up to the New Junk City name, busting out the Junkrat. And the
no Roadhog though, or Junker Queen.
Or Junker Queen, but well, you know, it's not Overwatch 1. We can't have both anymore. But better busting out that Echo. Love to see it. They've been so insane. You know, if you're not gonna run the Bastion, you might as well run the Echo. Silver Ruins busting out the soldier. Have we seen that before?
Might have. Maybe on a panic swap, but
good damage here coming out. As the Diva dive, low HP, gonna be interesting. It gets pinned up against the wall. Cheese Spizz, low, very low. Everyone's very low. As Gravity really turned that fight, but they are also still low. Cleanup potential could happen, but the heals come out, and Gravity, the dominant turn of that fight.
The aggression from Moon, maybe a little bit too much. A lot of damage on the side of Gravity that can really just clean up a Diva, even though they can eat almost everything Gravity puts at them. Unfortunately, the defense matrix will eventually run out.
Does defense matrix eat spears?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay, so just need to see a little bit more counterplay onto that spear. Of course, the suppressing 5-second cooldown is very hard to keep track of and very annoying, but...
And we just see, like, UNA White had just been forcing a small choke that Seraph can just spam into, and very close to that tire. We also see Cat Lover, though, with the beat, a very early beat, so they can use that in a mid-fight engage, or especially against better.
Take a look at this, onto the point. Doesn't opt to flank around and gets beamed. Oh, but the Moira comes in. Seraph gets the kill with one last nade, and Moira gets blasted into outer space. And this, to be fair to UNC White, this point does not benefit them and their team comp whatsoever. Diva really can't get through those doors. This point is just doors after doors after doors. Doors up, doors down, doors left, doors right. Diva can't seem to break it.
Yeah, we can see Gravity easily claiming that first point, and now on the new journey to Refinery.
Refinery?
Yeah.
We're just gonna call it that. I think we just made that up.
Yeah, no, I think it's called Refinery.
Alright.
We see
looking to push in here.
plethora of ultimates on the side of Gravity to use.
And that's a
Better does have the duplication, and Silver Runes almost has that tech visor, but we see an early window out. Can they find anything though?
Eat Pant trades DPS. Mikasa with the pick on Better, and the Diva Bomb is placed up top and gets Mikasa. I feel like the most heated rivalry in this game is Mikasa and First Miss. Just the bombs either get blocked or hit. Only Mikasa. But
yeah, not a lot of mobility on the side of the Baptiste.
1v2 here. 1v2 here. Will Richcraft get the kill? will get the kill on the D.Va, but gets traded out by Better.
Their scrappy first fight.
Oh,
Gravity get a little bit of percentage, but UNA White able to eventually flip it over and will likely take the lead as these ticks are a lot faster than your usual control.
Now some potential combos on the board could be seen here with the Junkrat Tire into Witchcraft's pull, or maybe a Kiriko Soldier Roll on the side of UNC White. Copy could also come out, could be huge on the Junkrat, just get an easy kill after farming up that ult, but that's a huge, I don't know what it's called, landmine throw. But Heat Pant gets a kill, Witchcraft following it up, Heat Pant pops the visor, kills the Copy, kills everything. Kill feed, all Heat Pant. That's the point turned over. Looks like the flip fight should happen around 70 or 80%, but they do have to hurry up as Flashpoint ticks faster than the Flash.
But now we see UNA White does have the Kiriko Rush with the Soldier Attack Visor, so we can see that combination, especially with no defense matrix. It's going to be a lot harder for Gravity to duck and cover from that, but they already find Silver Runes, so that Tactical Visor already offline.
Yeah, that was all Seraph and Cat Lover with the good continuational damage, just throwing those left clicks in there, but Seraph setting up the double left click right into the face of Silver, and that's going to stall their push for at least another 20%.
Now it's 80% left. This is going to be last fight for UNA White to retake. Full essence that comes out. Same as Attack Visor. Lamp in response.
Ooh, and that's a huge first pick onto Carly. Mikasa falls as well. Tire available. Will it come out? Huge beat drop. D.Va's going to get demeched. I see a 4-person Tire opportunity if they go around. Not quite. Going to keep opting for the fight in the middle, but Seraph will not fall. Pop the Tire. Will it happen? No.
It will not. And
it will not happen.
This could be the cap.
Could be the cap.
For UNA White, I believe, with the staggered respawns from Gravity, they might not go for this, but we'll see. Witchcraft does have the ultimate, and we see them coming in. Mika-san in support as well, so
Orissa's there.
Witchcraft
should have the touch. Goes to the right. Terra Surge ready to go. Gets the echo, but Witchcraft low, and gone. Soldier cleaning up. Left clicks coming out all around. No ults to be used. Sarah pops the Tire. Where is it? Where is the Tire? It's me! And all that's left is the D.Va, who gets cleaned up by the supports. What a Tire.
And what a recontest, and that will give Gravity the second Flashpoint round, and they will be going to match point and map point.
Flashpoint, match point, Flashpoint, map point. How many times can I say point? Heat Pant has the ult ready to go. No combo ults to be seen, but Heat Pant, who's been, I think this is their third Tac Visor in this match. Heat Pant might want to just get this one out of the way for the fight. Playing on their own. Moira Ball going to do a little bit of damage here. Interesting Immortality is going to get cleared away immediately. Witchcraft looking for the spear wherever. Heat Pant, do they have the flank? They're looking, they're creeping, they're tiptoeing, they're pressing Q in the back line. It's going to get the Ana. Where's the Echo? Where is the Echo? It's going to get the Moira. Echo is up behind and gets the kill onto Heat Pant. Might be a little bit of an unfortunate event there for Heat Pant. Looking up, down, left, to right, and inside of this map, but can't find Better, who gets out.
So good Attack Visor, finding the honor very early on, and gives Gravity that first point, and this is towards the end now. They do, UNA White has the duplication matrix. They almost have the Coalescence as well. Same as the Attack Visor.
I'm predicting a big play here from Better. It has been so good on the Echo. Will we see an insane copy? Heat Pant falls quickly. Beat Drop will be able to stall them out to 70%. Almost, maybe even above that, but Seraph chucking them balls down onto Better, throwing the grenades out and around. First miss going to come out of the mech. Can they get the pick, though? Seraph just throwing grenades everywhere. The skies are not safe. The ground is not safe for anyone here on UNC. And there is a landmine onto Spills, and I don't know if they have the recontest. Seraph dominating.
And I think they
And
did the D.Va
that's
too far away, and that
it.
is it.
What a
EC
game.
Gravity with a 3-0 on Flashpoint and an overall 3-0 win.
And I don't think that 3-0 scoreline reflects the play from UNC White whatsoever. They were valiantly fighting as we saw some of those points come down to the wire. It really just came down to Seraph having an insane game as we watch this play of the game. We saw the tire on the last point. Junkrat made the difference there, and that's just the unfortunate possibilities, as I believe we will perhaps be interviewing some of Gravity's players coming up here. We'll let you know. But beautiful play by UNC White, and they should not feel demoralized by that whatsoever, as there's nothing but upside potential for
Yeah, they
that
had
team.
a very great Icon Wall first hold. That Sim, very potent, definitely put a lot of damage into Gravity, making it very hard to pass that first initial checkpoint. I mean, just looking back at that New Junk City, just the amount of damage Gravity was able to point out. I mean, I think Moon had got remech'd, and then almost within 5 seconds got demech'd instantaneously. Just by the sheer power of the Junkrat, the Orisa, and the Soldier, and then also that Baptiste with the amplification matrix every 2 fights, very hard to get through. But let me go in where we go.
Yeah, let's bring in a couple players for the interview. Very interesting. It's going to be interesting to get a little taste of the mentality from Gravity. We're going to bring some of their players in to figure out what was going on in the comms, what was going through their heads, and just how they felt about being so dominant, as we do have Witchcraft in the booth. Witchcraft, welcome.
Oh,
as well
we
as
also have...
Yeah, we have everybody.
We got we got everyone. It's going to be team interview.
So we do have Kat wishing to go to bed. Kat, we don't want to hold you too long. I can't actually hear what you're saying, so Evan, would you like to ask the questions?
Oh, yes. It'll be a more general question to start off, since we have everyone here. After that first match, how is everyone feeling after that very dominant performance?
Oh my gosh,
After
amazing.
or during?
I guess during and now also after post.
During, I thought I was going to hysterically start sobbing. This is my
Oh
first
my
ever
gosh.
competitive anything, so I was very scared. But it
You did
wasn't
great
as...
though.
Thank you. We all did. It was a lot less intense than I expected, though, and I think my team was really there to support me, both in the game and also in the mics and everything.
And you had a very great Orisa performance, very impressive. Anyone else?
Yes, Arisa!
Yay, Orisa!
gaming.
Fun fact, actually. Half of the I think during Eichenwald and New Junk City, I kept on asking, hey, so what if I did Junker Queen? And everybody was just no, stay Orisa, stay Orisa, and that turned out pretty bad.
All right, Seraph, you had an insane Junker tire on match 3. Tell me just a little bit of the process. What was going through your head when you just dropped a tire on their head for 3 insane kills?
Yeah, well, I don't know, I saw 2 people on points, so I was like, okay, I could probably pick off at least 1 or 2 of them, and then that should be enough for us to retake the point, so yeah, I kind of just hit it, did the rip tire, we were just all standing there. I kind of got lucky.
There's no luck, all skill. It's always all skill.
Pure skill.
Let's just say this right now. There's a reason we put Seraph as Junkrat on freaking Junk City. Like
That's true.
we literally had a whole conversation about it. We were like, we're gonna put him on Junkrat.
He was like, I'll do Soldier, and I was like, no, you're gonna do Junkrat.
Yeah, this is a dictatorship.
You're
You play what you're
yeah.
good at. You don't play who you want to play. No, you play who you're good at.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
So that's another question I have is that your guys' just team mentality? Did you have, a little bit of prepared strats, or was it more just like, how are you feeling about playing? What characters do you want? Or was it a more, team-based decision in the thought process there?
I think
Well,
it was a bit.
so-
Well,
Oh,
Okay.
Um,
Can I?
oh, wow.
who's going first?
Uh,
I
Well, I
can
guess
talk
we're
about
covered.
Whoever would like to. It's,
Yeah, you can talk about Brawl Copy. Go.
So, we discovered a little bit ago that, well, we were trying to do dives a little bit ago during practice, and it wasn't working out super well. So we decided to try a brawl comp, and it went really good. And, we just kind of have been playing with variations of it. And so that's what we've been trying to kind of base our picks around, is like, what are you good at that fits into what we're trying to do?
Yeah, and we
so
even have like different variations of just things that we are good at. Like for example, I am a very very good Mercy, and Mercy is not
Extremely
a part of the
good.
traditional. Oh, thank you, Carly.
so good.
Mercy is not a part of the traditional brawl comp, but we also found that a Mercy Moira or Mercy Bap combo works very well. So, like we would make changes like that or small things like that, which would change from the original brawl comp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like this unique amalgamation of like what we're good at and also the sort of what works in brawl comps and also what works for us. It's this really unique combo where it's like a brawl comp that really only works in our hands because we have that like dynamic and we know what we're good at and we know how to play around our strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Last question of the day is going to go on over to Shark Girl. Shark Girl, how many hours a day do you spend in the aim trainer? Because you were a laser beam on that soldier.
For real.
Let me pull up the aim labs.
I need the aim lab stats, please. Please, give me your training regimen.
I've got 2 minutes.
W.
No way.
W.
No way. I'm calling
W
cap
aim
on
trainer.
that one. All
It's all
right.
natural raw
Thank
talent.
you. All natural talent, of course. Nothing but. All right, well, thank you guys for putting on an absolute show, and congratulations on your first official win in NACE. Not
Let's go.
played,
Bye.
yeah. So you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.
That is also going to end our stream. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in from Evan's gamer dorm room here to visit this Gravity extravaganza, an absolute beautiful match that they put on.
And make sure to tune on to the following streams. We should have some Overwatch tomorrow and some Valorant on Wednesday. Maybe also some Smash on Thursday. But thank you all for tuning in to tonight's matches as the Fish also played. Yep. Thank you all and see you next time.